Okay, so by now you should have already completed your spiral review number 32. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to look through it. All right, question 1 says, which of the following is in order from least to greatest? And we know that least means it's going to be our smallest number. Greatest is going to be our biggest number. And the one thing that we notice here is that we need to take a look at our exponents. Okay, this is our scientific notation unit. We don't necessarily want to take a look at the 6.4, the 3.07, and the 8. It's those exponents that we need to focus on. And when we're taking a look at least to greatest, okay, this is where you could easily just take a look at your number line and go, okay, if I have -5, -3, and 4, well, which one comes first? Meaning, which one's the farthest to the left on my number line? Because the farther to the left of the number line they are, the smaller that number is going to be. So actually, if we take a look here at A, we notice that in order on our number line, it would go -5, -3, and then a +4. So our answer choice for number 1 would be A. Number 2. Allison was making chocolate chip cookies for the school bake sale. The recipe calls for 2.5 cups of sugar. Allison has 6 cups of sugar. She wants to make 3 batches of cookies. How much more sugar does she need? So what I would do here, I'm going to do a little text box because writing here is not good. So we know that Allison starts off with 6, and I apologize, this is not, it's not big, it's fine. All right, boy, there we go. All right, let's figure this out. All right, so we know that Allison starts off with 6 cups of sugars, and every time you make a batch of cookies, you are using that sugar. So when we talk about, well, which operation do we want to use here? We want to talk about, do we want to use addition? Do we want to add the sugar? Do we want to subtract the sugar? Do we want to multiply the sugar? Do we want to divide the sugar? Well, because we're cooking here, we're using the sugar, so we want to subtract. So she made 1 batch of cookies, so she used 2.5 cups of the sugar. She made a second batch, so she said, okay, I'm going to do minus another 2.5 cups. And then she made a third batch, or well, I guess wants to make a third batch. So we're subtracting 2.5 again. So if we actually go to Desmos here, a little bigger for you. So I already have it here. So we have 6 minus the first batch, minus the second batch, minus the third batch. And we notice here that it says, hey, we're going to be left with -1.5. So that means that if we're taking a look at, well, how many more batches does Allison need? We know that she's going to need 1.5 more cups of sugar. So you should have been left with answer choice D.